Hi, it's Itiah. So let's discuss briefly why is it that I left the US. So I left the US in 2015 in April, and I got to a point where I didn't feel like America was home for me. It hadn't felt like that pretty much since I was born. I moved around to about 5 different states between school and work, and I didn't feel a strong connection to really any of them, actually. So I was born in New York originally, and I left there when I was 14 to go to boarding school in New England, and like kind of the Massachusetts area, and stayed up there around college and whatnot. Then moved to DC, then to San Francisco as well. And I guess during that time, I I don't know, like I'd visited a lot of countries in between and went away for kind of like a month or so at a time. And I just didn't feel like it was satiating that desire to really see the world and the feeling that I was getting in that awe of amazement of what the world had to offer. And each time I came back a bit depressed and really found it hard to transition back into life. And I had this like extreme wanderlust. uh, so for me, it was like, okay, well, like maybe it's that I need to leave and be outside of the country for longer periods of time than maybe just 1 month or so at a time. But really, there was kind of this American dream, so if you will, that I felt like I kind of had accomplished in terms of car, house, job, boyfriend, and I was still feeling kind of, I don't know, just unfulfilled by all of that I had achieved, which felt great kind of in its immediate term, but really just didn't have that lasting impact that I maybe had expected that it would. And every time that I went traveling, I was just kind of invigorated with new life. And so I think I was seeking that feeling to be a bit longer than the short trips that I was taking. So I also felt like I couldn't completely dip out of life in the way that I knew it and still stay in the States, meaning that I didn't wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do career wise, and I didn't feel comfortable, I don't know, staying in the States while trying to figure that out. I felt like it would be expensive to try to maintain my lifestyle and do that. I didn't quite have the option to move back home at the time while I was trying to figure that out. Um, I felt like I still couldn't separate myself from society in the way that I felt I needed to, and that traveling I felt would be able to afford me, and yeah, like I just felt like there I did need to take that time to spend it traveling, exploring the world, and finding out more about myself. And I know that may sound cliche to go traveling to find myself, but it really just allowed for this separation and this pause from what we consider to be kind of that everyday grind, or what you may not be able to separate yourself from because of the expectations that are put on you to participate in society and in your family life and in your friend life. And sometimes I feel like we need to step away from that to really not have to subscribe to that the time frames and the activities in our normal day to day. And I felt like I just couldn't do that while remaining in the States. So that's why I took a bit of a sabbatical and took some time to travel before I actually moved, to confirm that it wasn't just, like I said, my wanderlust and feeling of needing to be separated to do that exploration. And I wanted to make sure I actually really wanted to do the move outside of that, and doing that trip definitely confirmed that for me, so I felt comfortable with going ahead with my move abroad. So I'd say long-term travel is definitely a way to kind of sit with your thoughts, sit with your feelings, see the world, and kind of recalibrate. And like I said, for me, it was something that I felt like I couldn't do while I was still in the States and trying to figure that out. And like I said, separate from what those quote unquote ideals were for how much time we should be spending at work and how much money I felt I should be making and what degrees I felt I should be getting. Yeah, I just felt like I need to step away from that. And yeah, it's just been such an amazing experience to do that. I necessarily wouldn't say I was running away from anything per se in the States. I think I was just seeking that inner peace that I had tried to by, trying my hand in different states and just really wasn't feeling it. So, yep, just wanted to share that. All right, bye.